Hi, I wanted to make my first video about why I stopped working out and what my body taught me instead. So I'm going to give you a little story here. I worked in the fitness industry for a long time as a personal trainer, then as a group fitness instructor. Sorry, I have like ants crawling on me. I'm sitting in a tree. And so I was very disciplined in how I exercised. I exercised almost every day. I had a lot of external motivation just through my work and pushing me and driving me to exercise regularly, as well as be better and do better and kind of keep up. So once I became a mother and I didn't have that external motivation as much, because I actually left the corporate fitness industry. I stopped, being a group exercise instructor. I didn't have that motivation as much. I didn't have this big drive to change my body necessarily. I was just kind of struggling with the motivation that I used to have. So what I often found myself doing is forcing myself into more like strict regimens where it's like, okay, I started out where I need to exercise this many days a week and I need to do this, this, and this. I need to lift this amount of weight. I then kind of meshed into, oh, I'm going to move every morning and that's, how I'm going to do it. But what I found through that strict discipline in this period of my life, it just didn't really fit. It led me to feeling, one, at times overwhelmed, because it was like, when am I going to do this? I need to clean the house. I need to do this with my baby. I need to do laundry. I need to go to the grocery store. I need to call this person back. And it just felt kind of like a chore. At other times, it led to feeling like anxiety, like, when am I going to fit this in? When can I do this? How is this going to work today? And kind of taking some of my mental space that I didn't really even have, going through the changes of motherhood and kind of blossoming into that, that matron figure. And then also feelings of anger when it didn't happen, anger when my partner maybe had other things going on and didn't support me to be able to do that, anger with my child because they're stopping me or they need me, anger with, the list of things that I needed to do. So it led to all these more negative feelings. So this coupled with, let's say, lack of sleep, lack of energy, just becoming a mother, I had a lot of periods of where I was like, F this, I'm not doing this. And I'd go weeks, months without exercising. So I kind of ebbed and flowed in that pattern where it was like, I gotta do this, I gotta be disciplined. And then where it was like, no way, I'm not doing this anymore. This is stupid. So it took me a long time being kind of in that burnout and in that rest phase where I'm like, this has to be different. Like, I have to figure out a different way. So I started playing with, easing back into, okay, well, maybe I'm just going to do a little bit. I'm just going to do like 2 exercises for a few rounds. Or, I'm just going to focus on taking a long walk today. Maybe I'll add in some squats or some lunges or something like that. And the more that I kind of allowed myself to just flow with my rhythm, based off my energy, based off of what was going on in my life, and just use these little snippets of movement, I found myself being able to stay more consistent. I've found myself feeling more motivated to do it because it was, I don't want to say easy, but it fit into my life in an easier way without pressure and without anxiety and without all those things that went into a more strict regimen. This definitely took me some time to kind of come to realize, but now that I feel like I'm on the other side and I can just kind of flow with my exercise, like, hey, I do feel like getting in a heavier lift today. Or hey, I do feel like going for a run, or hey, I'm actually really low energy. Let's just do some stretching, or let's just do some somatic flow, or let's just go on a nice long walk. Giving myself that permission and that grace to just flow with my life has been so freeing mentally, and then so freeing energetically, and then as well freeing physically, because now I can move more consistently and I'm not just up and down, up and down, up and down, and going through these cycles of extremes. I guess you could say it's more consistent. So I found that then that's allowed for my emotional health to be more consistent. One, because I'm moving a little bit more regularly than I was. And then two, I'm not having all of these negative feelings that are going along with those strict, hard rules that I have to do this on this day, and, to do cardio on this day and this on this day, or whatever. I could go into all that, but I think you might follow my drift here. If you don't, let me know. I'd love to chat about it more. But I guess I wanted to share this because I want to help another person feel okay with going through that flow and being in that state of flow and living intuitively with their energy, with their body, and moving when it feels right. Not forcing because you have this, I don't want to say external pressure, but sometimes there is an external pressure. Maybe it's to look a certain way, or to do a certain thing and accomplish it, or because there's fear behind you're not healthy enough or whatnot. And maybe some of those things, maybe they're true. I'll let you decide that. But yeah, I just got tired of forcing. And I really wanted to get back in the rhythm of just flowing. And I hope that you, through me sharing my experience, realize that it's okay to move in this way. It's okay to, lay on the ground and do a little ab movements while you snuggle your baby, rather than, having to drop your baby off and go to the gym and do this, and this. Yeah, it's okay. And I want to give you that permission because I needed that permission. And it took me, like I said, a long time to finally come to grips with that and be like, no, like there's so much better ways to do this. It doesn't have to be this hard. And it doesn't have to be this big thing that your life revolves around. So I hope you're catching my drift. I hope that this helps you, like I said. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to chat more about it. I am actually in the works of, I've pretty much made it. I'm just in the final revisions, maybe that's not the right word, edit. Yeah, I guess that's the same word. Anyways, just the final kind of go through and finalizing, what am I trying to say, of my ebook that is all about moving intuitively to help empower you more to kind of live this lifestyle and get into that flow and get into that rhythm of, just connecting to your body and moving at your body's rhythm and not forcing it. So anyways, hope you have a great rest of your day. Love y'all.